Hello, everybody. We're back. We're back. There's been some changes in Star Citizen, and I just wanted to see what's going on. What can I identify? Do I have... I do have something to drink. Okay. I'm going to need to eat and drink real quick, it looks like. So, if the helmet will come off. There we go. Alright. Oh, no. You still can't actually eat anything or drink anything. No. Ah, I clicked it to place and it decides to eat it. I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain. All right. Well, if that all works better than this, um, I had a small video recorded. I just haven't been able to post it yet. I haven't had time to do any editing for it, and I apologize for that. If anybody's been waiting on me, chuck that. So, I know there's probably nobody waiting on me, but regardless, I was trying to do some find the missing persons event quests, missions. There we go. But now the update has happened before that, and I kind of want to take a look around what's happened. So, first, let's look at rep. After the wow, I've got like very little reputation in things, but it does show me that after the not really reset, but after the update, they didn't change that much, so that's good. Let's see. Well, this is different. Hauling, planetary, local, and stellar are all grouped together, and then interstellar's down here. Well, what's hauling local look like? Junior rank, small cargo. That's 16. This one's 9. So from logistics depot to research outpost on Microsoft. Huh. Interesting. 18, 10, 9, 16. They have some more that are posting up. Okay. This one is 11, 14, 10. Okay, so yeah, if you have a smaller cargo ship, like say a C1 or something, that'd be good. The or raft or whatever. The Titan's not going to do it because it's only got 8 SCU available. And in hauling stellar, Kovalax juniors are pretty small actually. Let's see, junior rank medium, it's 87. Direct cargo haul. Oh, well, it kind of looks to me like, yeah, because these you're having to pick up from different places. These are singular pickups for delivery. So that's cool, I guess, that they started doing that. Because I don't remember seeing any of those. Rookie rank, junior rank. Well, there's quite a few of those. And then planetary, direct extra small. 10, so singular, yeah. Okay, I can dig that. This one says direct medium, but it's from the same place to the same place, just different materials. Whereas if you go to, say, yeah, two different types of material from to, versus, where's a regular medium then? Oh, there's some more. Oh, there's more Red Wing in here too, but it's probably no good. It's all rookie. All right. Well, I mean, I'm not disappointed either. They added a lot more to that. Added a lot more. Wow. Okay. Deliveries. Yeah, there's a couple. FTL Courier. New Babbage to a different Rex. Oh, from Rexite. Okay. Probationary level. Black Box Recovery. That's Hawkrow. Collection is collection. Salvage. What do we got for salvage? There's an Origin 315. Redeemer. Large Special Order. Raft. Crusader A2. Retaliator and Constellation. My problem with these is now they don't really have anything good on them anymore. I mean, it's literally you're going out and you're wrecking them, which is fine. If you're doing the salvage for the composite, you're good. PvP missions, escapee bounty, I'm not doing that. Hand mining, small purchase order, hand mine materials, doesn't tell you what it is until you accept it. You have refueling missions now. Yeah, the hauling interstellar is still Red Wing. Investigations, this is for the lost people. Onyx personnel files, I'm not going to mess with that because I'm not in a group. Potential assassin victim. So when you do these missing persons, you find them and you go on to the next one. When you get to these assassins, you have interlopers that pop up. I wouldn't say they're tough. They're just kind of unexpected. Courier. And bounties. So it doesn't look like the missions really have changed any. Let's check unverified. Deliver Widow Defends Folly. Pick up from Microtech. Data transfer. Collect black box from wreck site to Dumborough Station. Problem with these is they're all going to be pirate type missions, and there's always somebody watching those particular drop-off points. Mercenary. See what's out there. This is for headhunters. It's Vaughn. Where's this one at? Dead Saints. Not a big fan of those PvP types. Getting our goods back. Hydrogen. On Pyro 4 SEU, a cryopod from Tessa Spaceport. That's a chunk of change. Every one of those is a chunk of change, but I don't know. Not a big fan of some of those type situations. Okay, so it doesn't look like much changed here. Hornet is bricked. Scrap that piece of garbage then. Okay, so nuts. Pulse. And I ended up buying myself the Aurora Mark 1 LX because they're about to remove them from the game. So I grabbed the Pathfinder just so I have something else to play some exploration missions when they finally open those up. I figure it's a pretty good complementary device for, to those. I don't have any of the heavier explorer ships, but that's because there's still nothing out there really. And buying it this way allows me to do other things. I can later on, if they have a better ship, I can maybe melt it down, etc. So well, I guess we'll go do some salvage work. Why not? Put the helmet back on, because, yeah. But, so, yeah, I've been busy. I've had some things going on in life. Not necessarily good or bad, just a lot of other things going on, taking up a lot of my time. Even like next week. I'm going to be gone for a little bit next week too. So I kind of, oh man, there goes that lag again. Let's see, I don't have any boxes on this thing, do I? Don't look like it. All right. Okay, so for this, I can do the salvage missions. SCUs recycled material composite. 41 SCUs construction materials. Oh! So for large supplies. Yikes. No, I could always just go here and start pulling all these, but they have cargo on them too, and if I use the C2 just to go do cargo salvaging off these boats, I'm not going to get a lot. I have noticed there's not a lot out there. But first, let's get up into space. I might be able to do some unverified. Let's go. So there's a couple of different types of relaxing gameplay in this, in Star Citizen, and in my opinion, salvaging is one of those. And there's some good, quick, easy ways to make the money. You know. Everybody talks about how fast they can make cash in this game. Well, it depends on what you're doing. The majority of people that are making fast money are doing a lot of PvP things, you know, bounty hunting and so forth. It's like the super major norm for the game. You know, as long as you're out trying to hunt or kill people, you're good to go. And I'm not one of those kind of people. I'm not so unscrupulous. I would rather actually like do something viable. That's why I try to do a lot of other tasks as well. So we're gonna go do some random salvage. I think that might be best for us. So let's go find something to do. Already I have something red on my ship. What the heck? Let's see, where do I want to go here? The Barrens. Those are all on the opposite side of the planet. Fort Wayne Emergency Shelter. It's pretty close. You know, I think I'll just go to the emergency shelter here. It's technically on the opposite side, but I don't really want to dork around in certain other areas. Getting out to some of the processing centers, or data processing centers, I might run the chance of being shot at by one of the facilities. This thing, it's got some shielding, but it's not tough. So I'm going to go down here and take a quick look. Aha! There's always something laying around in one of these areas. Why does this ship sound so crappy now? What else am I picking up? Oh. So what is this? Down here. Ugh. Why would one of these be out here? Anybody talking about it? Well, nobody's really talking back and forth. It lit up as a white spot. You know, it's not showing manned in blue. This is a lot to salvage on. Where did he go? Must be on foot somewhere. Well, let's see what we can do here. This thing scrapes funny. It's kind of... I don't know how to feel about this. I see the all the computer experts are talking in the game again. Some guys just don't have what it takes, so to speak, to take care of their games, which is fine. You're always going to have those people that don't know enough, and the ones who think they know a lot sometimes are giving bad information intentionally just to see you squirm. At least that's my experience, not background. That's why I end up studying a lot of this stuff on my own. Because it's very easy to get bad information from somebody who kind of has no intention to be helping you out, really. They just choose to be a pain in the ass. This ship is going to be way too big for me to crunch, so I'm just going to scrape the hull and leave it. Maybe somebody in the reclaimer will come find it later. And yeah, the only reason I have the chat up is because I can watch it and see if somebody starts talking about their ship getting scraped, so I can deal with it. And no, I have no mods loaded against my game for reading kanji. I don't go out of my way to play the game to play with, say, Chinese players or anything like that. If I want to play games like that, I have far better games to do that with. This is one of those games where I don't like the people that join the game just to try to make money off of it. The game's not even fully developed and they're already trying to cheat their way through it, trying to make money on it by scamming other players. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm not cool with that. I already played War Thunder at times too, and that game is getting really bad with it. It's become so rampant. I really didn't think there was too many people cheating on that game in the past, but nowadays, oh, yeah. You can't play that game without finding somebody in a match that's absolutely cheating or botting. Because you can watch the bots just roll right out in the middle of the open territory in that game and just get annihilated. They'll do it 3 times in a row and then log out of the match. Because that's all the spawn points they'll have. It's just very frustrating to have to play a game and know half your team literally is not playing for real. That's why nowadays I get to where I don't want to play for the objectives anymore, because I don't want the bots that participated to have the extra experience points. So as I was saying before, you know, there's a couple of routes in this game that are kind of relaxing and very subdued. You know, this one, I have a lot to deal with in my regular job, dealing with people and everything else. And this lets me just kind of do whatever I want and not dork around with everybody else's opinions and issues. You know, I don't do a lot of multiplayer stuff in here anyway. I kind of always seem to have problems. And it could be me. It could be me, no doubt. But every time I try to get into most groups, I get frustrated by the people that just immediately think you know exactly everything you're doing in those scenarios. Well, I don't do the PvP stuff. I do mostly the PvE. And even then, I do bunker missions more than anything, because the other ones are fleshed out so they require a multiplayer as much as possible. Because they say it's a multiplayer game, which, yeah, sure, in a way it is. I mean, heck, back in the day, I played EverQuest solo most of the time. And I think a lot of that had to do with every time I was trying to find a group to play with, nobody actually was willing to just play the game to play the game. They always wanted to have some sort of issue or problem. You know, play the quests, play the objectives, the quests, etc. Sure, I'll do that. But, you know, some of those quests require you to do it more than once. And these people will help you out until they get exactly what they want, and then they bolt. They don't bother to help you anymore. I did a lot of those heroic quests, or, you know, the legendary quests in EverQuest 2, for example. And I did find a group that wanted to keep doing them, you know, until everybody in the group had what they needed for it. But you'd always come across that one guy that would join up, and as soon as he got what he wanted, he's gone. And so now you're having to face off with those particular epic enemies that are not so easily dealt with, and you know, your healer or your DPS just decided to bolt because he got what he wanted out of it, and he's history. Rest of the group be damned, because, you know, they helped him get exactly what he needed, and he wants nothing to do with the group otherwise. That's how I feel about a lot of these games. You know, can't really trust what's going to happen, what's going on. And I know, like I said, part of it's probably me too, because I have to work. So I can't stay on constantly every day for raiding or anything like that per se, which is why I did mostly actual quests and not raids. The few times I did raids, it was like a 6-hour task, and you know, I would have to go to work. And the people that were doing it just kind of didn't care. It's like, this is a game. I don't make money on this game. I spend money on it. I don't make money with it. At the time, I wasn't recording anything. I didn't do content creation or anything like that. Hell, for most of these games, you still can't make money that way. Because there's just not enough to do anything with. I'll stream for a couple of hours here and there, but I can never stay on long enough to really make it worth it. And, you know, YouTube is wishy-washy at its best. Only the folks that have like the best editors and artists to go along with it, only those sites get a real money out of it. And I kind of feel sorry for them too, because even though they make money doing it that way, they still have to pay their editors and their artists and stuff too. So whatever they make, they have to make like thousands upon thousands of views each video in quick time, so to speak, for them to actually have any money to keep after paying for what they have to pay for. And, you know, I'm far from that. So that's why I can't rely on this for any kind of money. Now watch. I'm going to do this. This person probably logged out unintentionally right here. And they'll come back in, try to find their ship, and it's been stripped. So the other one that's really good for relaxing in this game is the mining. Yeah, you can do the space trucking too. You know, you make your deliveries, you do what you gotta do, but you might have to defend yourself depending on where you go, because you'll get the odd pirate activity here and there. So, especially if you're out in Pyro or something like that. You do some of the hauling missions in Nyx, and you have to deal with the aliens that intervene. And as you can see, there's talk here and now. They were talking about just a little bit ago, flying vultures and doing what I'm doing now, getting attacked by pirates that way. But he doesn't say necessarily they're players. So I don't know what salvagers everybody uses. When I started doing salvaging, I was doing it with the vultures. But when they came out with this one for the MISC ships, I changed up real quick. I started using the MISC ship, the Fortune. I've always kind of had a likeness for the MISC vessel designs. Granted, I don't have too many of them right now because I gave up my freaking Star Lancer. And I'll be honest, in a way, I kind of feel like I should regret that. But I kind of don't, because I gave up the Star Lancer to get the Hercules. And that was kind of an upgrade in cargo capacity and speed. So that I could take care of some of those other bigger cargo missions as they come along. So I always kind of liked the C2 Hercules design from the day I saw it. And I know there's a lot of people that like it more for its utilitarian purposes, but I liked it for the design aesthetics as well, especially the interiors. I mean, I use New Babbage as my home, partly because I think New Babbage as a city looks better on the inside and the outside. I think I'll turn off the chat there. Nobody's talking, so this person is definitely gone. They probably server jumped or something trying to dupe. It's one of the few reasons they'll be out in the middle of nowhere like this. That's why I come looking for their ships to scrap. I think this would be a good spot to scrape here on the top of the decks. So which scrapping ships do you guys like? I mean, the Vulture is kind of where it all started, kind of, sort of. So I can understand if you like the Vulture. Um, I do like the fact that the Fortune carries easily as much as the Vulture. I've had people tell me, no, 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 the Vulture carries more. But the the Fortune carries a lot more than people realize it can. Because I mean, the elevator has a four spot deck grid as well, and then you do have space inside the ship. You have an entire empty passageway through the ship, and the boxes will fit through the door. Now, yes, you may have to fiddle fart with them for a little bit at times, but it can be done. But I do like how fast the Fortune does strip stuff. The Vulture maybe does it quicker as far as the crunching goes of some of the ships. The Fortune doesn't necessarily do that very fast, but it does strip the bodies real quick. And then, of course, the New Salvation is just way too small, in my opinion, for what they're using it for. You'll fill up your capacity too quick and be stuck trying to clear the capacity before you even get halfway through an Avenger or a Saber. Oh, whoa. My chat screen's not up. Let me see here. So excuse me. Let's see here. I apparently let's see here. I apparently okay. think that'll work. It's something anyway. Okay, somebody decided to talk to me. I've also noticed that Star Citizen's been getting a lot of bad publicity lately. Anybody that's put a lot of money into it, yeah, I could see being nervous. I look at it this way. Disposable income is disposable income. If you're buying a game, you are using disposable income. So it doesn't matter what game you're buying into. If it's something that's in development, it's in development. You're helping to develop it by paying for it. Crying about it while you're playing it as it's in development. Remember, some games you can play and it doesn't change because it's a complete game. And you play it once and you throw it away. You toss it to the side and don't go back to it. Star Citizen, at least while it's in development, the game does change from time to time. They add content, they add ships, they take care of business, and when Squadron 42 officially releases, further development on the MMO side will begin. And one of those things I was wanting to do in the MMO side was the passenger travel. They just don't have that in the game yet. And personally, I think they should be doing that because it would help redevelop the NPCs a little more directly, because the NPCs themselves are already problematic, and you're having issues with NPCs as they're trying to shoot and kill players in instances, but you can't even get the NPCs to walk correctly down a hallway first either. So getting NPCs to actually interact with people could be easier or harder. I mean, I'm not a programmer. That's not my job. Never was. But, you know, I was always kind of interested in that idea that, yeah, you can have passenger travel and, you know, maybe start trying to do personal transit of NPCs like you would in real life. You go down to the municipal airport and you book a flight on like a Citation or something, and if you don't want to do that, then you go to a full airport and book a flight on an actual airliner, you know, things like that. That's that kind of stuff that I was interested in trying to help play, and they won't even work on it. They pushed the sale of a couple of the vehicles for it, but again, won't even work on it because everybody wants to do PvP instead. They want to pirate. They want to be general. They want to have events of general debauchery, you know. And really, in my opinion, that's not the way this game is going to begin with. Yet they keep trying to push it. Folks just hate people in general and want to beat up and kill people for random reasons in the world, and they want to do it here in a game too because then they can get away with it. To me, it says a lot about society, for one. But I'm not into it. And the one thing that did attract me to the game was the potential of it. So they have the space trucking, the mining, and the salvage stuff. So that's why I do it, mostly. Staying away from the PvP. I don't need to compete with other people. My life is already full and hard enough to deal with. I don't need to be competing with other people as well, just for random sake. You know, I don't, oh, you have this particular blaster rifle or laser rifle or whatever, and I want to have better than that in this game. It's like, who makes the better ship design in Starfield or whatever? No Man's Sky. I don't care. I mean, some of them are nice, and I get it. Some people want to build for looks. And that's why Minecraft got so popular. Just like me, I like the Crusader and Misk ships. I don't really care so much for the Drakes. The Drakes are probably a little more utilitarian, you know. And I get it. Some people want that. They're minimalists. But I try to use the ships that look good and have utilitarian capacities. Some of the when you look at some of the Crusader ships, I mean, yeah, you kind of have to question it. I bought into the Origin M80, for example, because as a heavy fighter, I figure, yeah, it needs to be able to do damage, which it does, and it's fast. It's very utilitarian for the position and job it was created for. But that's where they took that part and went farther to make it a little more aesthetic. Kind of like the Saber. I like the Saber. It's supposed to be a stealth ship. Not so stealthy, but it's trying to be a stealth ship. And they made it look pretty good, in my opinion. The other ships in the Saber series, not so much, because they technically are not Sabers, in my opinion. I mean, even the forward fuselage in them looks different. So, I don't get it. Regardless, you know, everybody's different, so I'm still not going to stress too much. But sitting there screaming about, I'm spending money on the game, and I'm not getting what I want. Nobody told you you had to spend money on the game. But getting what you want is the difficult part in life. You're going to get what you want after you get what you need. You want this game to work. Okay, well, first you need the game to work. Then you can get into the game. That's fine. Otherwise, help it get developed. I'm talking in circles. So how much damage did I do to this thing? Oh, hell. It's repairable. So where was the... Whoa! Oh, it's AFA, right? Yeah. So we're going to go out here, and we're going to set my boxes to deploy, since I forgot to do that. Alright. We're going to take a look at what's in here real quick. Okay, ship. Don't go anywhere. Might as well take that. Modified. A Strata helmet. Never saw that one before. Alright. That's going to be empty because I don't have a computer in there. Where was my self-storage? Okay. I don't see my self-storage. Alright, well that glitched. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, so my boxes should all be deployed. They are. And I think this is gonna probably be about enough time today. Yeah, it's only a 1 hour stream. I understand. But I have other things to do and get taken care of today, so I'll take it back to Babbage. We'll see how much we make for these boxes. where's the Babbage marker? And yes, I know I can go into the map and do it, but I like to look at the clouds at the same time as I'm doing it. So yeah, I've noticed most players are over in Nyx or Pyro now. Very few people are hanging out in Stanton anymore, which is good for me. Right, so I can unload and store it, but I believe you can also, because of the way it works, store the ship anyway. So, has anybody seen the Stingray? I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't even use a wolf. I have a Kruger, and the only reason I have the Kruger was, you know, getting an account for my son. Oh, player.
Hey there.
Hey, how's it going? Do 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 do. Oh. Oh, no. Damn. Missed the train again. Good grief. Anyway. Fine. I'll just have a seat. Wait for a moment. No. Yeah. Oh, all right. Okay. Do, 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 do. This is the Quicksilver Grey Cat armor, ladies and gentlemen. With the bullpup, the new bearing bullpup sidearm or side weapon. And of course, everybody knows the tractor beam, the Grey Cat tractor beam. And my actual smaller sidearm is an LH86. So everybody can see what the game looks like to me. All of its jumpy, stretchy, scratchy, rubber bandy glory. Okay, so we'll go sell right off the grid. So let's see how much money we've made today off of that thing. off that that run. 12 SCUs, 72,000. In about an hour-ish. It's not super awesome, but it's not bad for an hour. Granted, we could have went to some other places, but we found an ironclad sitting there all by itself. Might as well scrape the entire thing, or the entire top of it, as much as possible. I could have gone back after running the boxes, but that would have gave me another hour. So, but yeah, that's how quick and easy it is to find something to just salvage. Just pick a random landing area. Run out there. You'll usually find a ship there. Something. Somebody's decided to log out or has been booted out, etc. Yeah. So here's me. That's Microtech. And yeah. So one of these days they'll fix the terraforming here and it won't be so blasted cold. I don't know. Maybe they'll figure it out. Regardless, salvaging is a serious operation. It is more than, well, I would say more than a profession. It's a necessity in some cases. Regardless, you can make money doing it, even for the short amount of time you use or spend. If you get other particular missions, like, yeah, not that one. But if you get other particular missions, you can make some good, quick money too. Just mind yourself. Some of the missions require you to pay to have access to the ship. Those, yeah, they get expensive after a while, but you know, maybe you'll get something good out of it, like quite a bit of titanium or some potassium boxes, hydrogen, yeah, hydrogen. Anyway, yeah, it's time to go. All right, what are you looking at? But yeah, so I'm gonna log out now. I'm gonna be busy for a couple of days. I will be back as soon as I can. Hopefully I can get that other video edited and ready to post. If not, I apologize. It'll be a little while. But really, yeah, I guess the game is kind of worth it. Never underestimate the power of patience. Yeah, patience. Have a good weekend, everyone. And don't do anything I wouldn't do. Bye.